I remember that. Yeah. But of course, like to actually win this tournament, there's quite a few more stages besides just the qualifier.
Yeah.
Qualifier, round 32, round of 16, the round of 8, obviously, and so on and so forth. It's actually quite a long ways to go. Um,
Well, in all things considered, though, and I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. Let's see you ace your group match, right? Like, so it's
uh-huh.
two best of five wins, the two more best of five wins, and then you're pretty much in the money at that point because it goes right to that round of 8. So it's all things considered, in a perfect world, four best of fives in total you play to be in that round of 8. It's not too bad, especially because it's spaced out over time.
Hmm. I do wonder what the players' preferences on that are. I mean, we've gotten, I suppose, like European player feedback, well enough for sure. But for Koreans, it's always difficult, obviously, for various reasons. They just seem to complain less, but I don't think that like, it's not that they don't have complaints. They just don't know how to actually voice those complaints or think that they probably shouldn't. And then, of course, if they do, that the, Korean barrier is going to be a problem. But, um, what happened to
What?
Oh,
What
I
happened to
just
what?
is that oh, okay, never mind. The stream broke for me. I was just like, what happened? How did that happen?
That's
I didn't
probably
press
when
anything.
it broke on XSplit, and I was freaking out prior to getting into the game. So that's the stream delay for you, Zombie Grub.
I didn't realize it was going to because my I had paused, right? So I didn't realize like that was actually going to change. So just seeing like a black screen come up was it really threw me off.
Yeah, so again, real quick, guys, it's my bad. I totally forgot how different production is when we do Ting stuff, because actually, XSplit is coming out with unlimited scenes soon, and that will make my life so much easier. I don't know when that's
Mm,
coming, but right now we're limited to 12. But at any
one
rate,
day.
I guess a quick mention of the sponsor, just since we have some slower openings, would be the fact that Ting is an American, again, United States only phone service. I did have the pleasure of testing out and using them for the 2 weeks we were in Texas, and I have only really positive things to say. The speed was good. All those tweets, pretty much every time you saw me tweet a picture from like the wedding or from DreamHack itself, it was on their mobile service. I mean, it's fast, it's good, and thumbs up out of Rifkin. I'm really glad I was able to test it too, because I don't love marketing anything that we don't really have firsthand experience with, you know?
Sure. Well,
New sub hype
thanks.
though.
Yeah. What name? Haha. 1212.
Haha, 1 2 1 2, haha, haha.
Yeah. What's so funny about it?
I don't know.
Listen to the joke.
It's just perfectly appropriate for your I'm not funny, but I'm actually funny stuff.
I am hilarious, and when I tell you why those
Well,
images were linked, you're gonna laugh
hi, hilarious.
hilariously.
My name's Rifkin. It's great to meet you.
Ha!
See, that's funny. That's humor right
No,
there.
it's not. No, it's really not.
Okay, so the Reaper gets cleaned up pretty quickly, but KeeN, will these not get scouted? The medevacs are moving out as we speak, and I thought the Lings were going to check these out for sure, but he is just barely going to miss them. The Overlord might see them here now, but the Lings are out of position. They're going to be attacking rocks over here when they need to be at home. That's 2 full medevacs and loading directly into the natural base.
Yeah. Now there's luckily a spore crawler to, I mean, kind of help. Again, if like the Lings were right here on top of the Marines, there'd be maybe like a lag of gang for like 4 seconds. But spore crawler's taken down, so now these medevacs can easily follow their Marines to those Queens or the Lings, maybe inside the Banelings that are on the way.
There's no way. There's no way. KeeN just needs to move to the right, kill the Banelings before they finish up, and there's no threat whatsoever. He's going to focus the hatchery instead. Not a terrible alternative, but this is a fight that went just way too easily for him.
Oh, almost lost all of the Marines in that one medevac, but yeah, that was a really good drop, and Sleep just unfortunately didn't scout it. Like, he didn't scout the 2 base, he didn't scout the actual medevacs on the way, which is quite unfortunate because you can actually leave an Overlord where those medevacs just came in. Maybe it'll die, maybe it won't, but I mean, hopefully
Well,
it sees the medevacs.
he's also got Overlord speed too, so I mean, like, there really is
Yeah,
no reason
so
that shouldn't have been scattered. But
probably
this was a good start for KeeN. Now he does get a base snipe. He killed a lot of Lings and traded out pretty nicely. Killing drones would have made that a lot better, obviously, but I really feel like his staying power would have been perfectly fine if he had just sniped off the Banelings. Either way, good attack, good attack. And now he finds himself in a position where he's trying to take a third, and Sleep is going to be so busy trying to get this base back up, he's not going to be attacking it most likely. Continued drops up here to the north as well to distract. Really, really well played out of KeeN so far.
Yeah. KeeN hasn't really killed all that many drones, but Sleep is still 27 is really not great. It's refreshing to see Mutiling Bling, even though the Ling Bling part has really failed Sleep so far, because all we saw, or well, like 90% of it, I guess, from like the map tournament for me was roaches, including even like the Snoot U thermal game, but certainly yesterday was all roaches all the time.
So I think that I'm gonna restart my Skype after this game, and I think you should too.
Okay.
Because you're going random robot in the middle of these sentences, and it's like auto-tune almost. Oh, hold that thought. All the SCVs gave with these banelings Sleep in one instant, making up for the damage he took earlier, but distracted because he is on the other side of the map with Liberators and a triple drop going to the natural base. Once again, trying to just shut this down. With banelings unable to get underneath this, he can't really deal with the Marines. The Liberators doing a great job zoning anything and everything out, and the Mutalisks, well, they're not going to hatch if they keep getting sniped off in these damn eggs.
Yeah, nothing is gonna get hatched. All the eggs are gonna die. I'm gonna blame you on the Skype issue, by the way. Oh, GG.
Well, that's why I said I'm gonna restart my Skype. But honestly, it sounds like more of an internet thing than anything else.
Well, duh.
Well, I mean, maybe your internet thing.
Nah, man. I usually get like at least a warning.
I mean, okay, well, we're gonna restart stuff. We're gonna get Game 2 hosted, and we're gonna go to some ads while I fix this. So stick around, guys. We'll be back soon. Okay, let's cross our fingers and hope that that fixes things. We'll find out. The robotiness should hopefully subside now. Luckily for us, though, Sleep also needed a small break after that first game, and maybe just stretch his hands. I don't know, not get so rickety wrecked. Game 2.
Wow.
I mean,
Well,
let's if we're gonna be brutally honest, that was not a good game for Sleep.
no, it wasn't. But not scouting that two base drop is fell any Zerg, like really easily. It's not really a cheese, right? Like, it's mid game, but it is something that if it's not scouted, it just seems to do a lot of damage. No one's making preemptive banelings anymore, and if they go roaches, the roaches have to be in position, or they get
So it's definitely still
wrecked.
doing it, by the way. Like,
Oh, well, I mean, I just restarted mine as well.
uh, I mean, it's like you just it's really frustrating because like for like 1 second at a time you just become understandable. I don't know what to do.
Maybe it's let's try.
It's not a mic thing. Like it's 100% not a mic thing. Like I'm telling you, this is a connection problem we're having, and I don't know how to fix it.
Well, it's almost always something like this, a connection problem, right? But just in the off chance, because Skype keeps telling me that my mic is low, and I'm like, no, it's not. Fuck you.
Alright, well, we'll see how the game goes. Maybe we'll try some other solutions. I don't know, guys. We'll hop to Dust Towers first, and we'll see you soon. Or not. Is this thing really gonna freeze again? Like we're having problems on one side, we're having problems on another. Too much StarCraft. XSplit's just like, you've been casting too much StarCraft, and you're not allowed.
Stop. Yeah, stop.
Alright, so, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that delay, guys. Maybe after this series is done, I'm just going to restart everything. You maybe should too, and we'll just hope that that refreshes both of our sides of things. Question
Okay.
mark. But alright, sorry for the technical problems, guys. We'll look into it shortly. Spawning here in the upper right side of Dusk Towers, it's going to be the blue Zerg player, Sleep.
In the bottom left, as the yellow Terran, he's KeeN.
Alright, quick reminder that the brackets are not that large for this morning, and that's okay, but we're still going to be casting both of the qualifying matches regardless, as we did change this recently to allow top 2 players to get in instead of just top 1. We already have a whole handful of invites, but the thing was, after the first week of qualifiers, diversity was actually pretty nice. We didn't see immediately, 5 out of the 6 slots go to Zerg, like we did last season. So just quick reminders that it was Super and Alive, Protoss, and Terran that qualified through the first TING Korean qualifier. Today it's looking like a very likely chance we'll see Terran make it again, depending on how well KeeN does. But Sulky and No Regret are serious names on this half of the bracket to consider.
Yeah, kind of honestly no regret, but he has been performing very well, and training in Korea seems to actually be working very well for him. He actually seems to really like it there, which I think is always a problem that's scary for when you're going to any new place, but especially one as different as Korea, and especially in a team house too, because I believe he's with the MVP house. I don't
Yes.
know if they plan on moving him like into like a a single or something like that because he wants to stay there for a very long time, but. For now, it is in that team house environment.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what that looks like then. I guess for him going forward in the brackets. Fingers crossed. Back at home, KeeN is setting up a factory. Took a command center course in his natural really quick. Not doing anything too cheesy and too crazy. And I would hope that whatever regular build he goes for this time, at least it gets scouted by Sleep.
He might just go for the same build. Again, like it was not cheese, but if it's unscouted, it is very difficult to already be prepped against. Or if it's not scouted, it's very difficult to actually defend like absolutely correctly. Either like a hatchery goes down or like a lot of down because you only had so many to even defend. But it goes into the late game as well. Like sure, there are some scenarios where it does just get straight up like denied, but usually
I
drops can last a very long time.
have an interesting idea on what may be the culprit to this problem that we're having.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm not sure I want to risk it during the game to fix it though.
Well, what is it?
So I know from time to time one of my USBs will just not work, and I just plug it back in, no problem, fixes everything. If the stream that they're claiming is getting perfect audio and they're not hearing these 1-second hiccups, what I'm wondering then is if maybe it's the headset connection to the USB, and I just plug it, unplug it, it'll fix. Like my webcam, for example, sometimes will not be recognized when I turn the computer on, but if I plug it in and unplug it, then it's no problem, and it works perfectly fine.
I guess then it must be the headset.
I'm gonna try this. It might break sounds for a second. Give me a sec, guys. Because I'm having a very difficult time casting like this, so I'm going to try and fix this. 1 sec. This, by the way, may cut out game audio, and that's the only reason I'm giving the warning. In fact, it will definitely cut out game audio for a second. But now we get to see if that broke everything or if we're still good. So right now, I know you guys can still hear me. Now you should be able to hear game stuff again. Hello. Moshi Mosh?
Hi.
Okay, we'll see if this fixed things. Fingers are crossed.
I
just feel more often than not I am quite good at breaking things, so that's where some of the reservation lies.
Thanks to Fort Orchid for the 7-month resub.
7 months hype?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the with all that, like we saw the third CC went down as I was talking about the potential of a 2-base build. So obviously it's not a 2-base build. Only one medevac is coming in here with like a single Widow Mine. Obviously no stim, not even any combat shields. Really just something that will hopefully splash, and then maybe it splashes on a queen or two, and the Marines could kill it, or just simply deal more economic damage. But Lings actually get in here with the unfortunate timing of that trans buildings, and unfortunately the tank. Oh my god, yeah, it's gonna go down.
I was pretty convinced that tank was going to stay alive. It got so many kills right before its death, but okay. Nice pick off for Sleep. Picks up, goes to the main though, does KeeN, and these medevacs, or this medevac, excuse me, is not finding a lot of wiggle room to get in and cause too much damage this time around. So good defense so far out of our Zerg. He's up in supply now by quite a bit. This third CC landing is going to be wishful thinking. Don't drop the mules. Don't drop the mules.
What's with the 2 bunkers?
I guess he was convinced this was going to be an all-in. He's scanning now to see what's going on, and I think he had misread the situation. I mean, especially with that tank going down, he may have thought, like, oh, that was an opening I just gave my opponents.
That might be exactly the reason, because the tank went down. But, I mean, yeah, I checked his vision. I guess he never saw the third, but it was pretty... Like, if it wasn't... if it was a 2-base all-in, it would have already hit, So... I guess he's just playing safe, very safe, because these are really like in the main too. It's not even like they're preemptively put on the third, for later. I need to salvage them. I feel like this is actually pretty common for, I want to say KeeN, because this feels familiar for Elima League tournaments. I know it's very like general, but I have so many parents that are playing in that, and of course that was over a month ago. But it just I don't know if it's really worth it But if they do leave in the timing, you know, they're like, okay, it's around this time and maybe I got to prepare, then it might have saved them quite a few games on like ladder, for instance, and it's totally worth it. Because of course you can salvage it and only lose 25 minerals.
Spire on deck. This will be refreshing. We haven't seen any Spire play for a best of 15 where all 15 maps are played.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course we didn't really get to see Spire play last game because all the mutas kept dying in their eggs. Ew.
Folks are talking about the delay on stream because we're trying to get these audio things coordinated and sorted. So, I mean, we have to use the delay is the problem. And I guess maybe there's some people out there who don't know that, and that's understandable. Maybe it's your first time on the channel. Hi, hello. But because we're always casting tournaments, we pretty much always have to use the delay. And it kind of sucks because I really do like casting with no delay. When we do replays and stuff and we get to interact with the fans like live, that's a very different feeling.
Yeah. It's yeah. I could talk like I don't know, like for hours about how unique I suppose this channel is, and you know all of our predicaments, I suppose. But
all of the adversities we've overcome, like you know, stream delay, having a woman.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, all those. All those. But that's for like a talk show, which don't exist, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The mutas being out and about, I mean, it's actually a comforting feeling, I feel, for anyone who plays Zerg. Like, if your mutas are actually allowed to get over on the other side of the map, and even if they're not doing very much, like right here, I'm not really sure this is worth it. In fact, I don't think it's worth it at all to kill a handful of Marines for two mutas.
I think part of the series, like, he was hoping to catch those medevacs on the side or something, but no, those are just kind of chilling still.
But this is, like, obviously map control, and it is weird to see KeeN take such a quick fourth.
Well, what I find really interesting is like this constant hiccuping, right? Like, or not hiccuping, excuse me, leapfrogging, I guess. Like, he took the third, I think, a little bit earlier than he should have when he was preparing for like double bunkers. Now he goes to the fourth, leaving a hole in his wall. Like, he's really expecting so much more out of sleep, yet at the same time still expanding through it.
I really, It's odd to see this pace of the game from KeeN. Yeah, don't run into that. Is it because he forgot combat shields or something? Like, I don't
keep
think
the pressure on, maybe.
Well, of course the drops are
that
great
was some
as
pretty
long
nice
as the
positioning.
mutas, as long as the mutas aren't catching you, which they now are. Then this is great harassment, and obviously not too much to give away if it is down because you're on 4 bases. But those combat shields seemed late. Maybe it was just the consequence of the opener he did, and maybe he prioritized like more tanks over certain stimmas quickly. Honestly, I wasn't paying that much attention. I just assumed it was going to be a regular Dusk Towers game in TVZ where, like, you know, Terran would push at X amount of time, and then maybe if it didn't go so well, think about a 4th base or a secondary push. You know, that old chestnut. But instead we have a very it's bio, but it's actually pretty turtly. And Sleep, oddly enough, is not going to hide and take advantage of this. He's actually going to try and bust him.
Concern I have, though, is, like, not only is there a lot of mutas, and that's, like, a scary thing to deal with, there's a lot of banelings, just straight up. Like, Sleep's army is, every mineral, every gas has got invested into this. He's almost in, like, just move in for the win territory here. I mean, the Planetary's going to die to this if it hits. The Marauders hopefully would soak the hits, but no, they're not quite. Marine's going to fall back behind the mineral lines. Couple Liberators reach the front line. That's what he needs to have happen. The Planetary goes down, but that was not going to be worth it for Sleep if he didn't kill enough. Only 8 SCVs died through this attack.
Yeah, I really didn't think that was going to work out that well. It actually was.
Liberators taking out the mutas.
Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Actually, at the last second, I guess some of them survived. That's still very low mutas. And oh, my God, like an instant.
GG. GG. KeeN will take the series 2-0.
Huh. You know, I feel like Sleep had was getting better and better performance in Lima League a month ago. Was he in the finals for one, at the very least? I actually expected much more from him. Huh.
Well, guys, I'm gonna restart things. I don't know what's going on with this. Some of you are like trolling me and saying you don't hear it. Some of you are trolling me saying you do hear it. I don't know which is the accurate thing, but I just know that right now, we're gonna get ahead of this before we sit down for like another 2 hours and cast. So, I'm gonna play some ads. We're gonna take the stream down because I'm gonna restart everything on my end, computer, router, you name it. Just make sure there's no issues on my side, and then I guess I'll ask you to do the same just to be safe. And we'll be back in a few minutes. So. Don't go anywhere, guys. More of the TING open when we're back.